A lot of problems in the front line, and often I had nothing to choose, or players were not 100% fit, and we had to play them, and so that was a problem already when we get players better fit available in the front line, then already we will score more goals.
It is the Imminent and Done deals right about here at the United chapter with me, your host, Abu KALS. We're definitely talking about who has signed for Manchester United, who has not yet signed, who is it just a rumor, who is making rounds, and definitely what is going on in the camp of Manchester United when it comes to transfers. Who is most likely going to be signing? Who has already put pen to paper? Who has done a medical with the club Manchester United? Hello everyone, and thank you for being part of the United chapter, and make your point, subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on what we've got to bring to you right about here at the United chapter, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Manchester United related, right about here at the United chapter. So let's get the party started. You'll be remembered that we are talking about the likes of Mason Mount, Mason Greenwood. We're also talking about the likes of Rasmus Højlund. I will be talking about a little bit about Declan Rice, as he was also linked to the club Manchester United, and then Kylian Mbappe, and not forgetting that we will also be talking about Mason Greenwood and many more, possibly also who is linked to an exit of the club and also who's left the club. But mainly in this show we talk about who is generally coming to the club Manchester United. So let's get the party started. Whom should we start with? Victor Osimhen. Whom should we start with? Anyway, let's start with Victor Osimhen. So you will be remembered that Victor Osimhen, as I told you before, Victor Osimhen, this is the third episode, you know. This is the third episode, so you can always stick around and see which episode we are on, which one is the latest. Anyway, let's go. Let's get this going. You will be remembered that Victor Osimhen, who is a Nigerian professional football player, but also plays for Napoli. And also, he's been playing alongside Kim Min-jae, whom we could definitely be talking about in the near future. Not in the near future, just in this very podcast. So this gentleman has been linked to the club Manchester United. Victor Osimhen has been linked to the club Manchester United, and Erik ten Hag has said there is a crisis. There is a striker crisis at the club Manchester United, and for some reason everybody understands why he said so, because Manchester United really lacks that number 9, that a wonderful striker, and definitely you can tell that Manchester United has not been doing quite well because there's been something lacking in the forward section. The strikers at Manchester United have not had the best of times, you know, and right about now you will remember that after Ronaldo, we've had Wout Weghorst. Wout Weghorst hasn't done quite well, and Anthony Martial has had an injury and is not played quite well. So that's the big reason as to why the club Manchester United is looking at major reinforcement in the forward section. There's quite a lot to talk about this gentleman, but him as a football player, he's been linked to a number of football clubs. He's been linked to Chelsea. It's been linked to Bayern Munich. It's been linked a little bit to Real Madrid, but mainly the big team that is very interested in this gentleman has been Manchester United. With Manchester United going on and having personal talks with the football player, Manchester United going on and instructing its management to make sure they can get in touch with the agent of Victor Osimhen to see how this deal can definitely be sealed. Things are going in the right direction. It is a step in the right direction. He's not yet signed. He's not yet it's not yet a done deal just as yet, but there are very many chances, big possibilities that Victor Osimhen is definitely going to end up as a Manchester United football player, despite the fact that there is quite a lot that is going on with the linked clubs, where he's been linked with a club like a club like Chelsea that is willing to pay quite a lot of money. Chelsea is willing to pay loads and loads of money for the football player. But it will be remembered that sometimes money doesn't work. Chelsea has just has already made the signing of one of Manchester United's interested football players, and that is Manchester United. Some time ago was interested in Christopher Nkunku, and Christopher Nkunku is, I must say, he's a very good one, and Manchester United would have done well with him. But he's been signed by Chelsea and it's official, so he can definitely be counted down. You can't count him in. So with Victor Osimhen and his move to the club, Manchester United, definitely it's something that everybody's looking at. United needs a perfect striker, young and talented. The fact that he's still very young, he must be around 25, 24 years. And you can see it's 24 years because he was born on the 29th of December, and that was in 1998, 24 years. You can see he can sign a contract that is worth something like 6 years until he's 31, and he'll still be playing. Definitely, there's no reason, there's nothing that will stop him from playing for such a very long period of time. So I think Victor Osimhen and his move to the club, Manchester United, we expect, he's been in AFCON, he's been playing AFCON, African Cup of Nations, and right about now, what is expected of him is returning to the major football and make sure that he can sort out his deals. But what we're going to see really is a lot of bidding wars for this gentleman, because when you look at him, he is a perfect one. He's definitely a very good one, and over time he's been playing quite well. And the fact that he's linked to a number of clubs, including Manchester United, including Arsenal a little bit was linked, but I don't see him going to Arsenal. And for some reason, he was linked to Manchester City. And I'm wondering, why does Manchester City even need him? He's not supposed to be at Manchester City. I mean, Manchester City are in a better position. They've got a few strikers in there, and a few young strikers. Manchester City's got a few young strikers. So I don't see Victor Osimhen in any way going to. I don't see him in any way going to the club Manchester City, but there is a big possibility that the football player could definitely end up at Manchester United. As Manchester United is in the hand, it will be remembered that 150 million euros is what Napoli has said should be paid for this football player. And Napoli, I think that was quite a big amount of money. But for a football player who's scored 31 goals for Napoli in all competitions, I think that is at least should be around 100. There's going to be quite a bidding war. I mean, it could start with something like 90 and above. I mean, that's the category of football player he definitely is, a very good one. But I think Manchester United is in a better position of signing him, and all is set for Manchester United to sign Victor Osimhen. Big possibilities, big chances, and United is definitely not backing down on signing Victor Osimhen. And he is a priority signing for the club Manchester United. And after he scored twice in a game that was just recent that Nigeria won, and that was 3-2, and he managed to score the 2 goals out of the 3 goals. That definitely shows you how good a football player he definitely is. So that's one of the reasons as to why Manchester United is definitely very interested in him as a football player, and Manchester United is looking forward to making sure that they can sort the striking section. So, with the striking section sorted, if they can definitely get him in, that will be a brilliant thing. That will definitely be something quite good. And then, let's get into yet another transfer. That's been it for Victor Osimhen. But we also need to talk about a few more football players. And one of them, after Victor Osimhen, we've talked about Victor Osimhen. After him, we're definitely going to be talking about Mason Mount. We've got Mason Mount, we've got Harry Kane, we've got Rasmus Højlund, we've got Kylian Mbappe, and we've also got Mason Greenwood. A lot of football players to talk about, and we've got quite a lot of time anyway. Let's get the part going. Let's talk about Mason Mount. You'll remember that Mason Mount has been linked to the club Manchester United for quite long. And as I told you before, Mason Mount is one football player that can definitely fit in. It can definitely fit in the mode of play that Erik ten Hag has right about now at the club Manchester United. I don't see by any chance Mason Mount not coming to Manchester United. There is a big and massive possibility with the club. With the club coming up and saying that they are going to be, Manchester United said they are going to be putting in a bid. But you will remember that what Chelsea said and what Chelsea said that they were going to be taking, what amount of money they're going to be taking for Mason Mount. They wanted £70 million. However, £70 million is definitely quite a lot of money, I must say, for Mason Greenwood. But it will be remembered still that despite the fact that that is quite a lot of money, Manchester United is trying to make sure that it can come to terms, as Manchester United were set to make an improved bid of something like £50 million after the first bid was neglected, was rejected. Manchester United had an initial bid of £40 million and it was rejected with immediate effect earlier last week. Was it last week or was it earlier last week, I think? Yeah. That bid was rejected there and then. And right about now, Manchester United saying we're putting in £50 million, but still Chelsea saying £70 million. But I don't see Manchester United paying £70 million for Mason Mount. So let's hope that the bidding will go on quite well. Manchester United are the sole club that are in this transfer. He's not been linked to a big number of clubs. I know there are some clubs that have showed a little bit of interest, but nobody has put in a bid. All the clubs have sort of distanced themselves away from Mason Mount and leaving the role for Manchester United, with Liverpool being a potential threat to this signing. Himself ruled out him going to the club Liverpool, as he preferred going to the club Manchester United to Liverpool. Definitely that shows you how it is evident, how it's going to be working anyway, how it will be going, with the fact that Manchester United is more than ready to get this party started. If he goes to Manchester United, midfield section definitely will be sorted. Looking at how he definitely plays as a midfielder, he is a versatile midfielder, and that's why he is being. That's why I was saying his mode of play is something that the football manager Erik ten Hag is very interested in. Every little bit of the midfield, he's very comfortable playing it. He is very good at rotating. He's definitely a very wonderful football player, as on the standards of Erik ten Hag. He is a brilliant football player, and that's why I think he stands no chance whatsoever of not coming to the club Manchester United. I think Erik ten Hag would even tell the club to pay a little bit more money if the club Chelsea are looking at not selling or retaining him. Manchester United could put in a bit of a bigger bid for the football player. Anyway, let's see what definitely will be going on. I will be transparent with the club. All international football definitely getting done. We are going to be seeing more of transfers. So if you need to get everything straight as it comes in, all you need to do is simple just subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on anything that we've got to bring to you right about here. Anyway, let's talk about Kylian Mbappe and his move to the club Manchester United, with the fact that everybody now knows that Mason Mount is a potential potential football player for Manchester United, and the possibilities of Mason Mount going to Manchester United are very, very high. Okay, let's get going. Let's talk about Kylian Mbappe. So Kylian Mbappe, who is a French professional football player and also plays for Paris Saint-Germain, will be remembered that there was quite a lot that was said about Kylian Mbappe's move to the club Manchester United, with him coming out and saying a few things, making the internet definitely shake quite a little bit. There is definitely good news that has definitely always come through, and we're getting a bit of more good news coming through for the club Manchester United in regards of this football player. Kylian Mbappe with Manchester United. Eric Ten Hag has a clear plan for Kylian Mbappe. There is a clear plan that Kylian Mbappe is definitely going to come to the club Manchester United. So this is the plan. We already know what is on our table right about now is that Kylian Mbappe is could potentially be moving away from the club Paris Saint-Germain as a free agent. And Kylian Mbappe is valued at around 203 million pounds, 203 million dollars. That's we put in dollars, 203 million dollars. So that value, that amount of money is very big. I must say, there is not very many clubs that would let a football player like Kylian Mbappe go as a free agent. He costs quite a lot of money. He definitely is worth quite a lot of money, and I don't see Paris Saint-Germain saying that, oh, you can go as a free agent, because maybe if Paris Saint-Germain had a thought that they could talk him through, but this has definitely been something that is very complicated, because from internal sources, what we gathered from internal sources at Paris Saint-Germain tried to talk to Kylian Mbappe to make a contract extension, but he definitely said no to the contract extension. He wrote to Paris Saint-Germain, told Paris Saint-Germain, I definitely need to go as a free agent. I'm not signing any contract. And for that reason, that the ball lies in the hands of Paris Saint-Germain. And what would you do if you were Paris Saint-Germain? Would you leave Kylian Mbappe to stay at the club for some time until he goes as a free agent? Or you would sell him with immediate effect? If I were Paris Saint-Germain, if I were in the shoes of Paris Saint-Germain, I would definitely let Kylian Mbappe go there and then, because that would definitely mean quite a lot of money being lost in the club. Kylian Mbappe is worth quite a lot of money, so I don't see Paris Saint-Germain really not acting that way, with the fact that they still need him at the club. He's been linked to a number of clubs, Real Madrid and Manchester United. With Real Madrid, it's been something that has been going on for quite a long period of time. He's been playing with Real Madrid's transfers for some time. Real Madrid has showed a bit of interest in the last summer transfer window. He was linked a bit to Real Madrid, and Real Madrid came out and said, oh, Kylian Mbappe is no longer that football player we definitely want. And that was after a rejection by Kylian Mbappe saying, I'm not going anywhere, I'm remaining at Paris Saint-Germain. And Real Madrid came out and said, oh, we're definitely not doing things that way. We are definitely, we're also no longer interested in you because you're not that good football player anymore. But over time, Kylian Mbappe has definitely showed that he is class, and he is definitely world class. And Real Madrid have come back. They are at their knees. They need Kylian Mbappe. But Kylian Mbappe definitely he's looking at a new challenge. He's definitely looking at a new challenge. He's played in Europe, and he thinks he needs a new challenge. He needs to come to the Premier League, and that's where the thing is going to be sweet. Everything is going to be nice, because if he's going to the Premier League, he's looking for a challenge, and his next stop is going to be the Premier League. And the only club that are willing to pay quite insane amounts of money for the football player is Manchester United. And that's where we say Kylian Mbappe is most likely going to be ending up at the club Manchester United. And do not be astonished. Do not be it shouldn't take you by surprise if Kylian Mbappe joins the club Manchester United this very season, because Paris Saint-Germain might not be in a position of letting Kylian Mbappe go as a free agent. I don't see that definitely happening. Anyway, let's get going, but that's it with Kylian Mbappe, and I hope everything will be going on quite well for the club Manchester United, and also in Paris Saint-Germain when it comes to Kylian Mbappe and his move to the club Manchester United. So let's talk about we've got Hurricane now, we've got Mason Mount, and we've also got Hurricane, Mason Greenwood, and Rasmus Højlund. Let's talk a little bit about let's talk about Hurricane first. So Hurricane is an English professional football player. He scored twice yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, he scored twice yesterday. He's been a brilliant football player. Plays quite well. He's been playing for Tottenham Hotspur, and for a very long period of time, he's been linked to the club Manchester United. Manchester United have been admirers of the football player for a very good period of time, and that's why he needs to get his head sorted, whether it's Manchester United or it's Tottenham Hotspurs. However, we've got some good news coming in about this transfer. Before, Manchester United lost the urge of him because by the look of things, what was happening between Tottenham Hotspurs, Spurs were telling him, we can give you a better wage, we can do anything you need, but just stay, just help us and stay. But I mean, if you're a football player like Harry Kane, you've scored a big number of goals. I mean, when you look at Hurricane statistics, they are insane. He's scored quite a big number of goals per season. With all those statistics, definitely, a club like Manchester United definitely needs him. But also, he needs a club like Manchester United. It's not one-sided. Seeing Harry Kane definitely scoring a big number of goals. When you look at his statistics from a few seasons, definitely. Last season, the last concluded season, we're talking about a 30-goal scoring football player. 30 goals in a season. Last season, in 38 games, he scored 30 goals and made a wonderful 3 assists. I mean, which football club does not need a football player like Harry Kane? So, we will be seeing a lot going on, but the links of Harry Kane to the club Manchester United are now still afresh. They've definitely gone to factory settings again, and the transfers are definitely in. He could cost quite a lot of money when you're talking about Harry Kane and seeing these statistics. Definitely, to talk about Harry Kane, you should be in a position of releasing something like £100 million. But is £100 million worth to get Harry Kane? I would reckon it would be a good thing, because Harry Kane is not that football player that is going to be on the game and you're seeing a very big star, but let him get the ball one-on-one with the goalkeeper and you'll see he'll never miss that. That's what makes Harry Kane. Actually, Harry Kane reminds me of a football player called Ruud van Nistelrooy. Almost their mode of play is definitely the same. There is no difference between Ruud van Nistelrooy and Harry Kane. Ruud van Nistelrooy played for Sir Alex Ferguson in Manchester United some years ago, but he was a very wonderful football player, a very good goal-scoring football player, and that's where even the goal machine came in. And Sir Alex Ferguson used to say, "Oh, that's my goal-scoring machine." And right about now, I think Harry Kane definitely needs to make a move away from Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, Spurs are not winning anything. I'm not saying this disrespectfully, but Spurs are not winning anything. Harry Kane needs a few trophies on his name. I mean, you can't be a great football player like Harry Kane and you've got nothing on your name written down. I know you've got quite a big number of goals. He's got records with, he's got great records with the English national team and also big records with Tottenham Hotspur. But you need trophies. Harry Kane needs trophies, so he needs to make a move definitely away from the club, away from the club Tottenham Hotspurs. Anyway, let's get the part going one more time. Manchester United, as I told you before we head to yet another football player, Manchester United is very interested in Harry Kane, and still there are possibilities of this transfer to definitely take place. Anyway, lots of possibilities for him to move from Tottenham to Manchester United, though Tottenham Hotspurs are still trying to talk him through to make sure that he can remain at the club Spurs. But I think things will go on for Manchester United and he will be in the hands of Manchester United. Anyway, let's talk about yet another young superstar, 20 years of age, and that is the Danish professional football player who plays as a forward for Serie A club Atalanta and the Denmark national team, and that is none other than Rasmus Højlund, who is 1.85 meters tall, born on the 4th of February 2003. That is 20 years, as I told you before. You will be remembered that the forward is a hot cake, but only and only to the club Manchester United. So, it will be remembered that, it will be remembered that Manchester United is looking for a forward, and a long-term solution is a football player like Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund, he's a very good one, very wonderful football player, and he's talked about himself. He said he can see himself playing at the club, Manchester United. And it is reportedly said that one of the Manchester United football players has tried to have talks with this gentleman to make sure that he comes and joins the football club. And this is none other than Christian Eriksen. They share the same club. Christian Eriksen and same team. All of them are Danish football players. Christian Eriksen and Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund has been a very big target. And when contacted about him moving to the club, Manchester United has definitely come out and said, if everything goes on as planned, he will be a Manchester United football player. But Manchester United needs to walk the road, not just the talk. He needs to walk the road and definitely get to him also to Atlanta and agree things definitely everything going on. But still, what I had before was that personal terms were definitely agreed. There were personal terms were agreed with the football player, and unexpectedly, personal terms shouldn't be a problem with Rasmus Højlund. Him joining the club Manchester United. Manchester United are in a strong position of getting the football player. There is big chance that Manchester United could end up getting Rasmus Højlund. Very, very big chance and a massive chance. Let's hope when he gets to the club, Manchester United all will definitely get on quite well, with rumors saying that there was quite a big rumor that he has already had his medical done for the Manchester United club. That's not true. He's not had any medical, but he is in a strong position to be signing for the club Manchester United, as Manchester United are trying their level best to talk him through and also to talk Atlanta through, because he could cost quite a bit of money for the club Manchester United. So Erik ten Hag is still seeing which options he could definitely go with. Erik ten Hag is well known for Erik ten Hag is well known for the delay game. In most cases, Erik ten Hag always tries and delays a bit and sees which football players have been bought, which ones have not been bought, and he sees where exactly he lies, and then he goes for a purchase. But if you do things like that, in most cases, you will find that you're losing out on a few football players. Anyway, let's get to the final man, as I'm telling you that Rasmus Højlund could be moving to the club Manchester United anytime soon. Let's get to the one and only Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood, who was acquitted of all the charges that were placed on him 17 months ago. He's been away for 17 months ago, and we are looking at a probability, not a probability, big possibility of him joining the first team with the club Manchester United, saying they are not loaning him as planned before. They had planned to loan him and see how he definitely will be playing, but by the look of things, things didn't go on quite well. And by the look of things, he is definitely going to be playing for the club Manchester United again. And when you see how Manchester United has played without him, it's not been the best of positions. Definitely, his position has not been filled to maximum. When he's been on the team for the club Manchester United has always played quite well. So the fact that Erik ten Hag always considers these young football players as good football players, and he always likes them. He likes young talent and players that can listen to him. So he maintains the talent and makes it better. So we could definitely be seeing a big move to the club, Manchester United. Not even a move. He's already there. He's already at the club, Manchester United. But we need to get confirmations. Confirmations where the major confirmation will be when he plays his first game for Manchester United. Anyway, with Declan Rice, somebody asking me about Declan Rice. Declan Rice has Manchester United has had a few things with West Ham, trying to talk about Declan Rice, and things are going on quite well. But again, with the club, Arsenal had tried to back off with Declan Rice, but again they've had to come back with a £90 million bid for the football player Declan Rice. And right about now, I think Manchester United could be stepping a little bit away and observing this transfer before they put in any amount of money, because that's quite a lot of money. £90 million, with West Ham saying they need £120 million. Let's wait and see what Declan Rice's transfer to the club Manchester United could be leading us to. Please, thank you for being part of the United chapter, and make your point, subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Manchester United related, right about here at the United chapter with me, your host Abu KALS. And I say thank you and goodbye for now.